Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is my second episode of Cool Things in Pokemon Y and X. I look forward to y'all joining me today. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I am sure. So let's get started. So what I do want to note is taking Route 22 is not necessarily because ultimately you end up at a brick wall. However, there's lots of there's a lot of trainers over here, which are ideal for leveling up, and you kind of gonna want these levels as you go through. Fun fact, that is some pretty water. Like, just gorgeous. Check that out. So nice and soothing. So in case you're wondering, this is pretty much the end of the line. This is just someone telling you can't go this way. It's good to know. So basically, she just kicks you out. No big deal. But this is the end of your road. On the other hand, on the way back, you can just jump over all these mounds. And these mounds, there's items pretty much after each one of these. I'm exaggerating, it's not after each one, but you can go through here super fast on your skates and it'll be fun too. So once you've finished your little trek over there, it is time to go north, where the actual combat and story progression begins. There's some really cool scenery too. So, another fun fact. This grass here, right? You see these beautiful, beautiful flowers, right? Each set of different types of grasses in an area, right? So, whether it be the red roses, the yellow flowers, or regular grass, all three of these have different percentages of finding different Pokemon. So, if ultimately you're looking for something specific, you need to look into detail whether it is in what the chances are of finding it in the red flowers versus the yellow ones versus the grass on each route. This is that dynamic angles I'm talking about, though, isn't it? That's just beautiful. I just want to share this with you guys. As those roller skaters skate past. Isn't that nice? So nice. So as you leave Route 4, and you've already sat through this dialogue, you're going to want to heal. Probably. That's what I wanted to do first. So you just swing that left and just keep going left until you get to the red towers with the window. The Pokemon Center's right here. It's hard to tell because of the dynamic camera angles, but there is the Pokemon Center. The other important thing, is when you swing that left, there is the lab. You get your second starter, you get one of the Kanto starters in here. You also get some really sweet moves. So you want to go to the third floor. There's two important things up here. One, after you fight the professor, he's going to give you after you fight the professor, he's going to give you one of the Kanto starters. And then, if you talk to this lady over here, she gives you False Swipe. False Swipe is an invaluable move, obviously, because it leaves your opponent Pokemon with only one hit point, which means that it's easier to capture them. And then you just gotta put them to sleep and catch them. So, after defeating the professor, he gives you one of the Kanto starters, which is really nice because it can really round out your team. And you can pick a counter type to the starter you picked, so then you have two different types to have type advantages you wouldn't normally have. On the second floor of the lab, you will see some really interesting things. My favorite over here, by far, is once you beat the game, this guy will give you the Poke Radar. It's horrible, and I can't get it to ever work right, but it's a thing. And it's a great graphic. Just look at this. The scenery is amazing in here. If you talk to the nice lady over here, she gives you Luxury Balls. Not a bad item to have. Makes your Pokemon get friendly faster, so. Once you've escaped the professors and gone to the cafe, which is, you just swing a left the second you come out of the laboratory, you'll see the protagonist, and you can talk to her and you have another cutscene, and then swing a quick left, and you're at Route 5. Alright. I know this isn't really important, but I really like this hill, because it's a really fun graphic, because just as far as things, I really like this hill for whatever reason. I don't know, just part of me is like, this is fun. And it's really neat to actually see things go uphill, because a lot of times you just got flat terrain in Pokemon, so it's a really nice touch. Alright, so, if I remember correctly, you gotta get over to this one, hit it with your skates, and then Hone Claw. You gotta hit it straight on. And Hone Claw's sitting over here. It's an attack boosting ability, says, It's decent to have, not the best, but something to have. So if you go down here, there is an item, and a really nice view. So, good things to have. Star pieces are always nice. Check out that water. It's kind of nice. Very peaceful. Very serene. I found something else. There's an item hiding over here that I did not see before. Hello. X attack! Garbage! Once again, on our grand tour of X and Y, look at this! It's freaking glorious. It's so beautiful. They made this game so pretty. I just wish the story made it a little bit more, was more, not so much elaborate, but more interesting, I guess. Not interesting. Better villains. Better villains. More developed. No. I don't care. Look at that fountain, though. They really put a lot of time into the look of this place, by the way. It's properly. Alright. So when you finally find Frou Frou after getting lost in the castle and all that jazz, there's a fun way to do this. It's actually pretty quick. You're able to move Shauna around wherever you want, but your best bet is to just leave her right where she is. We're trying to get it over there. But if you just leave, Shauna's going to run off, but if you can grab her and put her back where she's standing right now, it's actually the ideal location to have her at the beginning. So if you just leave her right here, I get you to stand right here. Yeah. If she stands right here is actually the ideal location to chase Frou Frou. Because now Frou Frou is already gone. Okay? That's it. That's all I gotta do. Now you just gotta put her. So now you grab her. Move her right here. And then you just run around the other way and you'll catch Frou Frou. Frou Frou can't go anywhere. It's perfect. I cannot explain to you guys how many tries that took, by the way. The first time I did it. Alright. So once you leave Frou Frou's little thing, if you go straight, this person actually gives you a hint that Cut's out here. You just talk to him, and he states that folks with a bug patch can use Cut, and it's somewhere out here. It's the HM for Cut. Kind of important. I did not notice this the first time, but there's Dratinis on the balcony here. Listen to the music for a second. It's very anime-ish. So the original intent of this scene was, regardless of your gender, it was supposed to appear like a, almost like a romantic scene, but you can take it any way you want. But the intent originally behind it was to be kind of this romantic scene, where no matter what gender you were, she'd kind of act like she was on a date with you. Pretty much. And then you get to watch the fireworks, so kind of neat. Once you procured the Poke Flute from saving that gentleman's Frou Frou, it's time to wake up the Snorlax and fight him. You're going to want a Pokemon into his Fall Swipe. You got to note that he's going to be Snorlax is going to be level 15 and quite tanky. But as long as you've come prepared, and make sure you bring some, a handful of Great Balls, because he's going to break out, because that's how he rolls. You want to make sure you have something that can probably put him to sleep. It'll increase your chances. So if you can get him down to 1% and get him knocked on, or put him to sleep, probably your best bet for catching him. If we had a heavy ball, this would be stellar. I'm not going to use a luxury ball. It doesn't have an increased catch rate. It just is nice. Stay in the ball! Woohoo! First try. Every time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me today. Hopefully I showed you some of the good stuff, showed you where Fall Swipe was, where the second starter is going to be, a lot of random bits and bobs where HM01 is. So thank you so much for coming out. I greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. If you haven't already, please hit a like. Have a nice day.